Bluffing is so much fun. I'm in the big blind. I got 6-7 off suit. One person limps. Everyone else folds. I raise it to 15. The guy who limped doesn't seem like the best player in the world. I want to get some money in the pot. He calls the 15. We're going to a flop heads up. The flop comes ace, 8, deuce, all clubs. We have the 7 of clubs in our hand. I decide to bet small with the draw. I make it 15. My opponent quickly calls. The turn card comes the jack of hearts. Now, I don't think my opponent flopped a flush because if he had king queen suited or king jack suited, he probably wouldn't have limped. He probably would have raised pre-flop. So I don't think he has it at this point. I decide to bet 60. If he's on a draw with clubs, I want to make him pay to see the river card. The river card comes the ace of spades. I don't have anything, so my only opportunity is to bluff at this hand. The flush didn't get there if he only had one club, which that's what I think he had, the king of clubs. I decide to bet 140 on the river, looking like I want value. My opponent quickly folds. He flips over the king of clubs, had what we thought he had, and we bluff him with 7 high. Paired boards could be scary. We're in early position. I got pocket threes. I make it 15. The immediate player behind me 3 bets to 45. Everybody else folds. We're pretty deep. I make the call if I hit a set, or if I think he misses, we could win a pot here. The flop comes 10-10 king rainbow, 2 10s. I check to see what my opponent's gonna do. He bets $50 around half pot. I'm not gonna give him credit for hitting anything yet. I make the call for 50. The turn comes the 5 of spades. I check again. My opponent thinks for a while, eventually throws out a bet of 165, pretty big size bet. I'm just not buying it. I definitely don't think he hit a 10 and he's not scared of it. I think if I raise, even if he has a king, I could get him to fold if we throw in a raise here, and that's what I decided to do. He bet 165, I raised to 385, pretty much letting him know that I'm going to commit the rest of my chips here with an under pair of pocket threes. He immediately folds his cards, and we win with the check raise on the turn. Mid-session, we're at Wazuzu, my favorite sushi spot right next to the poker room. I've played 2 hands so far, both of them bluffs. I don't make any hands anymore, so what do? We just got to bluff. I'm going to keep bluffing. We're going to sit down. Maybe people will pay me off when I have it. All I do is bluff. If you want to play online poker from anywhere at any time with any stakes, check out Phenom Poker. I've been playing on there a ton. They got no limit hold'em, PLO, a ton of different offerings of game selection and stakes. The link is in my bio if you want to get in. Do you think I should have bet the river? I'm in the big blind. We got 3-5 off suit. Somebody in late position makes it 20 to go. Everybody else folds. I defend my big blind with mostly any hand. I make the call. We're going to a flop heads up. It's a way better flop for my range than his. It comes king 4-7 rainbow. I flop a gut shot straight draw. I check to the original razor pre-flop. He continues for 20 on the flop. I make the call. The turn card comes the king of clubs. Now I definitely don't think he has a king since the board pairs. I don't think he has a 4 or a 7 either. The turn's a club, so now there is a club draw. But I don't believe my opponent when he bets $50 into me on the turn. I think he's doing it with air. I decide to raise right here. I do have a gut shot straight draw, which I want to get some equity out of, and I only have 5 high, so I throw in a raise to 140, trying to get my opponent to fold on the turn, but he makes the call. Now I'm so confused on what he has, but thinking back, he probably had a flush draw at this point. The river card comes out, the queen of hearts. I decide to just slow down because I'm so confused. I check, surrendering this pot. My opponent also checks and he flips over ace-7 after I said 5 high. I can't believe he called my raise on the turn with just an ace-7. Pretty crazy. My opponent didn't want to chop and the hand got crazy. I'm in the big blind with 6-9 of hearts. It folds around to the small blind. He doesn't want to chop. He throws in 5, doesn't even raise. I just check, but I wish I raised because the flop was unbelievable. 9 king 4 with 2 hearts. I flop middle pair and a flush draw. My opponent bets out on the flop $10. I quickly raise him to 30 after flopping an absolute monster. He calls and we turn a flush. It's the queen of hearts. Crazy enough, my opponent bets out $100 on the turn card. What does he have here? It feels like he has king queen, some type of 2-pair type hand, because he called my check raise on the flop and then he bet out on the queen turn. So I'm putting him on 2-pair. I make the call on the turn, obviously with my flush. flush, I'm also in position. The river card comes the ace of hearts. Not a great card. We didn't need that heart to get there. But my opponent now bets 250. Would he really bet 250 with king queen on the river? You would think he would just check, hoping I would check. For some reason, I felt like he had king queen. I make the call of 250. He flips over ace queen of spades. We won blind versus blind with a flush. My opponent definitely should have chopped.